I'm going to show you several examples of expressions. They are maybe the same ones that we will use inside the course. So we have our composition here. What I would like to do is to create a rectangle just here. Okay, I will take the anchor point of the shape and put it in the middle of the rectangle. I will use snapping to get it 100% in the middle. Fine. I will deselect everything and come to the bottom and create an ellipse or a circle. I press Ctrl Shift, put it over there. Fine. This is my shape 2. This is a circle, and this is the rectangle. Cool. I'm gonna click on the circle, come and take the anchor point and put it in the middle of the circle. Fine. Now I'm gonna create an animation for the circle. I will open just position, keyframe the position in the beginning, go for example to 2 seconds, and hold my circle and move it over here. Fine. Now you have a very simple animation where the circle just goes from the beginning till the end. Now what I would like to do is to have the square here or the rectangle to rotate while this circle is moving. Well, you might use parenting, but of course it's not gonna rotate because the circle is not rotating. The circle is moving on the position. So I will open rectangle. I need it to rotate, so I'll press R for rotation, obviously. I'm gonna press alternate and click on the stopwatch. This will enable the expression. Now you notice here it has become red, meaning that value is run by this expression, or these values here are taken from this expression. There is the equal sign, meaning this expression inside here is enabled. You have the graph, that means it appears in the graph editor, and you have the pick whip, and that's the most interesting, and we'll work with it. And we have the expression language menu where it gives you all the expressions that you have in After Effects. What I would like to do is that the rotation here, the value of the rotation is taken from the position, the X, of course, because the X is the one that is moving. So anywhere in my timeline, I can click on the pick whip and say go grab this value. So you see I can put it on position, but then if I put it on position it will take both values. I want a single value, the X value, and release. Now let's look at this expression. This is really plain English. It says within this composition, from layer circle, take from transform the position 0. It is 0 because it starts 0, 1, not 1, 2, so 0, 1. So from this composition, from this layer circle, take position 0 from the object transform. This comp is called an object, layer is an object, and transform is an object, and within it there is an attribute or a variable or a value if you want, which is position 0. Let's see exactly how our animation will run now. You notice while the circle is moving from left to right, the rectangle is rotating. Fine. Now this is pretty simple. You know, you only use the pick whip to go choose the value. Okay. Now my animation is running and it stops. I don't want that. I want the circle to keep on coming and going. Cool. So how will I do that? I will use an expression also for the circle. I will come to position here and also press alternate and click on the stopwatch. It gives me the normal transform.position. I will enter an expression here. It's called loop out. Of course, we are going to use that many times, and you will learn about loop out and all the arguments that loop outs can have. Loop out is gonna loop whatever the animation in between the two keyframes. It means when it goes beyond this keyframe, it's gonna start over. So it's always looping out this animation in between the two keyframes, the first and the last keyframe, of course. If you add more keyframes, then the loop out will work until the last keyframe and then start from the beginning. Let's look at our animation. That's pretty fine, but exactly that's not what I wanted. I don't want it to go back to the beginning. I want it to go to the right, then come back to the left, and so on. So there is an argument that we can use in loop out. I will come in between the brackets, I will open the double quotes and write ping pong. When I run the animation, run preview, now this is quite nice. While the ball is going left and right, the square is rotating left and right. You notice that when it's coming back, it changes the direction of the rotation. Now that's pretty nice. I want to add something small. I want the value here to appear above here somewhere. I will come to text and click and type, let's say 1, 2, 3. So this is my text, but I don't want my text to be 1, 2, 3. I want it to have the value of the position. That's very easy also. I will come to text, I'll open text, and I have source text. It has a stopwatch, so I can press alternate and open the expression. I will click on pick whip and drag to take the value of the X, or the first value of position, and I just click outside. Now it's giving me a big value. If I run my animation, cool, now the text is getting its value from the circle position. Let's look at this expression. It says within this comp, from layer circle, use the value of the position within transform, and it will give me value of the position 0. Now this is a very big figure. I mean, it has so many decimal points. I don't want it. What can I do? I can come to the expression here, press home to go to the beginning, and write this is a position P equal, and click out. Nothing has changed. Fine. I will come to the end of the line, put semicolon, that means there's an end of the line, and I will say P equal, and within the small arrow here, I'm gonna go to JavaScript math and choose a round. So math round. Round will round the value of P. That's very nice. So I can take the value here, delete the word value, and write P. Now let's read it again. P equal, from this composition, from the layer circle, take the position of the transformation. Then change the value of P by using math.round of the value itself. And I click out. And here you are, you have a figure that is round. Fine, I'll position the figure here, run the animation. That's pretty nice now. And the ball is ping-ponging. Now I want to add here something else. Okay, that figure is going very high. I'm gonna divide it by 10. So I will divide by 10, and look at it. It has used a math function. It's arithmetic, plus, minus, division, and so on. Okay, now I want to add the percent at the end. I will write plus, open the double quotes, type percent, and close the double quotes. So P now will be transformed into its round value, and then you add plus percent. Let's click out. Great, now I have the percent connected directly to the number. Cool. Now something else. What I would like to do is that percentage to be always, moving within the circle. If the circle moves right, the percent will also move with it. So we're gonna connect it. If we use parenting, now we are going to parent everything else. Let's use an expression. So I will come to the text layer, open position, and press alternate and click. Use the pick whip again and give it the position of the circle. And we run our animation. Wow, it's going diagonal because the position here has 2 variables. And to give it a value, you need 2 variables. So what After Effects did, the first one, he wrote temp equal this comp circle transform position 0, and he replicated both values. That's not what I want. So I want the Y value here to be the same Y value. So I could write value here, but I want to use the pick whip. So I will pick whip and say take that value. I'll click out. So now the value that is returned is first one, the position from the circle. That's fine. And the second one is the position of its own. So I can now move it up and down. And you notice how the value is changing and it will stick. But I cannot move it left and right or on the x-axis because it's connected to the circle through the expression. Let's adjust the anchor point and put it just in the middle. So now you know it is connecting the two anchor points. Let's play our animation, and here you are. Now that's pretty cool. The square is turning, the circle is moving left, right, and the value in percentage, at least I see it in percentage, is appearing. And the value is running with the circle. That's pretty cool. Now I want to do something else here. Deselect everything. I'm going to add a circle, an ellipse tool, just here. A small one. Now this circle, what I'm going to do with it, I'm going to parent it to the square. That's a good example, in fact. So I will open parenting and parent it to the rectangle. So the rectangle now is being rotated through an expression. Let's see what happens. Here you are. Now this is pretty amazing. Now, what's really amazing is if I close all my layers and then choose them again and press U, I have only 2 keyframes for all this animation. Of course, this is a demo animation, so if I wanted to do something meaningful that we will do in the course, this animation will be very useful with 2 keyframes. If I want to make it slower, all I have to do is to move 1 keyframe. So imagine if you're doing a project for a customer and he comes, okay, make it all slow. And then, okay, if I use keyframes, that will be, I don't know, 50, 60 keyframes. But in this case, it's only 1 keyframe that I'm moving. So I can make it pretty fast here. I notice what's happening. If you think the square is moving very fast, but the circle speed is okay, now let's go to a rectangle, open the expression. To open expression, we press double E. EE pretty fast. And then I say, okay, return this by dividing it by, let's say, 5. So now it's going to become pretty slow. Here you are. You notice now the circle is very speedy, but the square is moving quite slow. Now, this is all about expressions. Actually, we did one thing. We used the pick whip and we chose our values wisely. And we can choose them like crazy and things will happen. It's very interesting how we can make our work much easier. We are no more limited to parenting. We can write any expression we want. And as you have seen, it's pretty logical in Adobe After Effects. What we will not be doing in this course is writing JavaScripts, meaning a whole program where there is if and then and stories like this, comparisons. No, we are going just to write expressions. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you understood why we must use expressions.